What up, Money Mitch family? We back in the garage today, finishing up our trunk setup for the BMW. So far we got all the panels in. I need to find the fasteners for that. And then we got our lines routed, we got our connections routed. Obviously I need to clean it up because I've been test fitting the panels. But there's the back panel. There's the water catch, so no water gets in the tank and rusts from the inside out. We got the lines fed through these side panels right here. They ran out and then they come around. And then we got the tank in here. So this is a nice billet modular tank from Universal Air. Got the two block offs right there. I'm waiting on the fittings to adapt these right here. So I can connect that and connect the other side to that back piece right there. So that is the tank setup. And we got these, so those bars on the tank, these, the two compressors and the brain mount to the tank. So that's just about to be clean. And then we got the best part, it's a carbon fiber floorboard. Alright, so now we're about to just mix this epoxy. I did a little bit of over on accident. So it's supposed to be 100 grams of part A, which is the actual thin epoxy, and then 24 grams of part B, which is the hardener. So 4-to-1, that'd be a 4-to-1 mix. So the scale ended up coming out at 124.5. So we'll see how that works. I think it'll be fine. It wasn't a gram. Usually it's plus or minus 1, so let's see. It should harden fine though. I'm gonna stir this for a good little minute. Let's see what time we got. So 52. Stir it for a little bit. It's gonna be long and boring. So while I stir this and it's done, I'll come back. All right. So now I'm just spreading the epoxy out on the board.
1, 2, and you don't stop. Your head'll bop when I drop my crop of pure bomb. Just like the seashore, I'm calm and wild with my monotone style. Because I don't need gimmicks. Give me a fly beat and I'm all in it. Word is born, I go on and on. For you it's tragic, I got magic like wands. So I'ma end this lecture and I betcha those who kick dirt in due time I'm gonna get ya. Cause I be kicking the rear while they be losing the race trying to chase mass appeal.
And then there's that. Let me hit this gap right there. There we go. So that is money. So that's going to be drying, and then I'm going to do one more coat of clear on that one, and then that one's going to be done, and then we'll just let it sit. Alright, Mitch family, we are back. I did a lot of stuff off camera, mainly because I had to go to the store and I forgot to record. So let me catch y'all up. So here we got the final board. As you can see, I squared it off and laid it on there for later. Well, not later, probably here in like 10-20 minutes. It's the final board that blocked that off, and I got these two other boards drying right now. They look so good. So satisfied with the project so far. So we got that board there, and then we got this board here. Now, this board is drying, so I'm just gonna let it sit here and dry. It's kinda yellowing, kinda, but it's drying. So I'll probably do one less coat because I did 5 coats total. Yeah, I did 5 coats total of clear. but it's good now. Like it's dry to the touch, but I'm gonna just let it sit overnight because it's done. And then once all the boards are done, I'm gonna black out the bottom parts of the board because the bottom parts of the board is still see-through. And yeah. All right, the battery's charged. We are back. I got this epoxy. I got 2 more layers on these. Look at those. Look at that mirror finish on those. That looks immaculate. And so over here, we got this one done too. Look at that. Look how shiny that is. I put like a little Chemical Guys buff on it. Buffed it out a little bit. And then, bro, you can see the reflection. Looks great, honestly. See, look, you can see my reflection in it. So yeah, and we got the little glimmer in there. Beautiful. So yeah, what we're waiting on now is we're waiting for those to fully dry so I can sand those. And so what I didn't do on that panel, I'm gonna do on this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm going to really fine sand it too, because I have up to 2500 sandpaper, I think. Either 2500 or 1500, one of the two. But I'm going to really sand it, and I'm going to really like get all the imperfections out and make them really nice. So I'm gonna sand those when they're done. And then the holes are on the bottom. So once I sand it and buff it and everything, I'm going to drill out the holes. I'll probably drill them from the top so it's a clean drill. But yeah, or I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna drill them, to be honest, because I don't wanna misguide or misdrill them and then there be a gigantic hole. Because I still need my brackets and stuff over there to fix or to bolt to these. So basically what I'm waiting on now is for these to fully, that to fully dry, this to fully dry, and that to tack. By tack I mean not fully dry, but till it gets sticky enough to where it doesn't come off on my finger. And then once that is done, I can apply that, which is nice and laid out. I cleaned it. And then I can lay that on here, and then I'm gonna do 2 coats on top. And then once the 2 coats are on top, I'm gonna sand it down. I personally like to use 220 because 220, you can't, from my experience, you can't get aggressive with 320 and 220. Like if you're sanding for a long period of time with 220 and 320, then 9 times out of 10 you need to do another coat. So I'm going to sand it with the 220 once the 2 coats are on top, and then once those are done, or once that's done, I'm going to, obviously that the fabric will already be applied, and then I'm going to drill out all the guide holes for everything. And then old girl's coming together. I just need cosmetic wise, like exterior, new wheels, fenders, and then I'm going to get fender vents, carbon fiber fender vents. And then that's really it with the trunk and exterior. And then with the interior, that's gonna cost a little bit more money. And then under the hood, aka the motor, that's gonna cost the most amount of money, I think. Because I mean, I got everything mounted up. Like, you know, we got dress up bolts for everything. Everything's looking nice and mint. But the thing is, like, I want my motor to be a specific way. Am I banking on the motor fucking up after in some way, shape, or form? Of course, because it's not just a one and done with cars. So I'm going to make sure it's as good as I can get it. And then, yeah, like, see, I even got that. I got the cover. So I'm doing a max ECU. See, this is the same clear coat as the back piece. So I'm doing a max ECU. This is the misconception. A lot of people think the max ECU, getting all of that done, is super, super expensive. At most, you're going to spend, I want to say, for a custom harness and the max ECU itself, those two things you're going to spend $3 grand. I'd say 3,800 to be generous. To be like, okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. But dialed in with shipping, custom harness, you're gonna spend about $3,000. And with that $3,000, you're saving money on the Index 12 injectors, which if you buy them new, you're going to get those for about $3,000. And then if you buy a high pressure fuel pump now for the N54 is, you don't quote me on this, but I want to say it's $1,000 to $1,500. So that's more. So long-term wise, this is going to be a straight port injection car, straight show car. It's going to have power. Don't get me wrong. It's going to have power. But it's going to be a straight port injection car. We're not going to have no piezo style injectors. We're not going to have no high pressure fuel pump. If anything fails, it'll be the water pump. And the water pump, there's no replacement. So that'll just be the case. I'd rather swap out a water pump than spend $3,000 to $4,000 on injectors and a high pressure fuel pump. So that's going to be the setup. And I'm going to do CSS sleeved closed deck. A lot of people go for the epoxy, not hating on you. That was my initial thing. I was gonna do the epoxy with the the N53 head, because the N53 head is substantially bigger, and you don't have to port it to get the power gains because the ports are bigger, intake and exhaust side. But trying to get one and then getting that machined, you could just port the N54 head and it'll be roughly the same. I kind of want to, if you guys know anyone that could get both, the Mitch family, if y'all could reach out and talk to somebody that could get an N53 head and an N54 head and go through the levels of port versus non-ported and see the CFM, like the flow rates on them, that would be highly appreciated, because like that's kind of a thing for me personally that I would like to nip in the bud. I would want to see which is actually better, stock versus aftermarket, aka stock cylinder head N54 versus ported versus stock N53 head versus ported. So yeah, but that's what I got going on right now. So I saved the best for last, aka the motor and the interior. So I plan on running F83 M4 seats with a cage, rear seat delete, black interior for the most part. Most of it will be black. And what I mean most of it, I'll be swapping out the carpet because my carpet is still gray. This seat will be swapped out. All this shit is staying the same because I don't feel like swapping a dash. And then all that stuff back there will be the same because I'm not swapping that shit either. But yeah, like this stuff right here will be black for the most part. And the reason I'm doing it like this is because, again, it will match the theme. It's purple with gray and black. And that's literally everything in this car. It's either purple or gray or black. Steering wheel, black with the silver stripe. Black and splattered, or black and gray splattered trims. And then we got the handle, see, carbon fiber with the black. So that's going to be the theme for this car, man. That's going to be the theme. So the rear seat delete, new seats, a cage, and speakers. Upgraded sound system, because you know your boy needs music. And that's it. Shout out to Arc Terminator again. He hooked me up with the updated EKP3 or EKPM3 module with the built-in fan. And then he hooked me up with an upgraded wire harness. And like I have everything routed to where once these boards are back in the car, it'll be essentially a Bluetooth setup. You'll see these harnesses, which is compressor 1, compressor 2, and the fuel pump harness with the hob switch. And then you'll see the lines from under the tank. But that's it. Like, you won't see anything else. Everything else will be tucked away. The trunk will be functional instead of just having lines everywhere. Because I did a bulkhead setup, so I have bulkheads right there, as you can see. And then my false panel right here. I have the hop switch mounted, which is right there, and then we have another bulk. We have 2 more bulkhead setups. So yeah, I need to figure out how to get this to stay because I drilled off the tabs on it. But if I can't get it to stay, then you know it is what it is. But yeah, this is what is coming so far, and I would like to show you guys the new front end that I got for this car. So I originally had the what is it? I want to say the M-Tech. I think I had the M-Tech or the M Sport front bumper. So I'm gonna show you what I have now, and we're gonna go over all my carbon goodies for this car. All right, so in here we have the top part for the convertible that I'm gonna put in once the tank and everything is bolted in, secured. We got the fabric for the trunk, which is under that blanket in the back behind the hood. We got the carbon fiber hood. We got the front bumper. This is an Amuse Ericsson front bumper. I love the look of this bumper. I personally think it's the best bumper for the E92, E93 chassis. So those the splitter corners are right there. And then right there. They come with carbon fiber certs. So this is the carbon fiber cert for it. And that basically sits on the bottom like that. And I think that's just gonna add, like I said, I'm not trying to overdo it with carbon fiber because I have a lot of carbon fiber. Like carbon fiber, headlights are carbon fiber. Versace is, you know, the gas tank's carbon fiber. So I got a lot of carbon fiber on here, and you know, I just want to keep it carbon fiber. A lot of people are like, well, why didn't you get the mirrors carbon fiber? Because I like the black. The black looks good to me. So yeah, we're going to, and then we got the, I already said this. Oh, I forgot about these too. Carbon fiber, they got the purple in them. Like I said, purple, black, and gray. Purple, black, and gray. And then even these, dude, like they say M3 on them, it's not an M3. But they're carbon fiber as well. I got most of the stuff on this car carbon fiber. And it's very, you know, that's why the build's taking a little longer. The car probably won't be done until next summer, but I just want to record the journey because I didn't do it the first time. Carbon fiber, you see what I'm saying? The car's carbon fibered out. Dress up bolt kit right there, purple. Got all the fasteners, everything for everything. So yeah, we're doing this all one time, and I have a second set of headlights that I'm thinking, if it's possible, if it's super possible, which I think it is. So this big right here, this big light would be dope, right? But I'm thinking about on the passenger side headlight. So this one, trying to leave it like how it is, except for drilling this out, but all the way through the back to make it kind of like a Hellcat headlight. And then I'll funnel it off all the way through the back, so it's like an intake, but the light would still be functional like a Hellcat. So I have a second set of headlights. I'm going to experiment with that, see what the vibe is, and then if that works, then I'm going to do the same Vision styled rings with the RGB rings right here, and then I'll leave this as the regular switchback. But yeah, that's the plan, dude. We got a lot in store. We got a lot in store for the build. I already have M3 side skirts, and yeah, we're just chipping away at it. You know what I'm saying? See, I got my little epoxy station right here. The reason I'm doing the epoxy in the house because it is warmer in the house. You want it at room temp, about 70 to 75 degrees. It's a little bit less than that. Girlfriend's up there bumping right now. But yeah, so right now I'm just waiting for that piece right there to dry. Not dry, but like I said, cure. And once it's cured and it gets tacky, I can lay down the fabric and then we can get that done. But until then, we will tap back in and we will show you the rest of this once it's done and sanded and these are good. And then the next video, or the next segment of said video, of this video right here, it'll be everything put together, like the trunk together and everything. So Yeah, that's the vibe. And if y'all want a custom trunk setup, hit your boy up. We can figure something out. We can make something beautiful. Cause putting a trunk setup in an E93, haven't seen one, to be honest. Haven't seen a super clean one with everything tucked away. So I wanted to do hard lines. I have hard lines. I have the material. I have the line bender. However, trying to feed it through all this was a nightmare. So I just said, you know what, we're gonna do the regular DLT approved plastic lines, and we're gonna call it that. Hail Mary, full of grace, smack the bitch in the face, take a Gucci bag, get her no face.
Off her back, Japper if she act funny with the money. Oh, you got me mistaken, honey. I don't wanna rape ya, I just want the paper, the visa, Kavisha. I'm out like the vapors. Who's the one you call Mr. Macho? The head honcho, swiftest like Kumacho. I got so much style, I should be down with the stylistics. Make up to break up, niggas need to wake up. Smell the Indonesia, lead you to a seizure. Then fuck your mom, hit the skin to amnesia. She don't remember shit.
Come on. You got your petties in, baby? You got the petties in? Excuse me.
That's not a bad fit. Oh, comfy.
It is. Damn, someone thumping. Baby, look, you got a present on your hip.
I was like, what the fuck is in?
The majestic Cleo. The majestic puppy. Cleo. Hi. No, look at it. It's on her nose. Oh, no. Get it out of her mouth. What up, Mitch family? We are back today. I kind of been chilling all day and haven't been doing much. But I did get back to working on the boards. So here we have 2 of the 3 sanded. And then I'm just going to fine sand them. And then I have to drill the holes for stuff to be mounted again, and then I have to cut out that board, like trim off the excess, and then sand that one. But again, so we have one board, I already showed this, completely done. And so now we just gotta finish these 3 boards and then start throwing everything back into the car. But yeah, I had to organize this because this was looking like a hot ass mess. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is about as much as I got. And then now I need to put this somewhere because I don't need any airline anymore. Actually, I might. So I'm gonna keep that in here for the most part. So yeah, it's gonna go in there. Along with this airline, that's also going to go in there. I don't know if I'll need this. I might have to do it to remake the exhaust on the manifold. Actually, no, I don't even need to do that. So I just need the 4 corners and the tank. So yeah, I actually don't need the airline anymore. So I am going to put it away. Well, while I do that, I will be off camera for a second and I will get back. Alright, we are back. Everything is ready. I'm going to get this on the table, cut off the excess on it, and then sand it. And then from there, I will start getting the final sands down and yeah, getting it all put together. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna set up the camera on the table and yeah, just record while I'm cutting the excess off. Well, now that I got it all cut out and whatnot, I think this time around, I'm gonna pre-drill, let's see. I was gonna say I was gonna pre-drill the holes, so I don't have to worry about it, but I might, probably gonna do one more layer of epoxy on this before I do that. So I'll do one more layer of epoxy on this, and then once that layer dries, then I'll pre-drill the holes. But I do need to sand this now and get it all to shape. So you guys seen enough of me sanding, so I'll just sand it and then show you guys the finished product of all the boards. And I'm just gonna do it like that from now, because you guys get the gist. It's a lot of sanding, a lot of epoxy, a lot of sanding, a lot of epoxy, so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm just gonna, because these two boards are pretty basically done. They just need the holes drilled in them for the hardware, and yeah, the holes drilled in for the hardware, and then they need to be clear coated, and then this one needs to be sanded, shaped, holes drilled, and then another layer of epoxy, and then I can drill the holes and do all that stuff. But I want to get this in at least in shape, and then yeah, I'll do the final layer, and then we'll start drilling the holes and whatnot. So yeah, that's what we got to get into. I'll check back in when all that is done. So this is the back part of each panel, right? I'm doing it in this black right here. This black paint primer, just to give the carbon fiber a little bit more depth, so it's not shining through light, because obviously sometimes the weave is not perfect. So I blacked out the back of the panels. I'm gonna let this dry. That needs 2 more coats. These 2 are done. They need to dry. This is the one that I finished, quote unquote. So those need to dry. That needs another coat of epoxy, but I also managed to drill all the holes for each panel. So this panel has none, because this is kind of like a decorative panel. That panel has 4 holes for the tank. That's where the tank is going to mount. That's the backboard. That middle hole is for the compressor harnesses to run through. Those 4 holes on the side, on each side, 1, 2, 1, 2. Those holes are for the bolted back in its place. And then that has a big ass hole with 4 little holes, and that's to mount the distributor blocks. So all the holes are drilled. The back piece is drying right now. That needs another coat, and that needs another coat of epoxy, I should say. That needs another coat of epoxy. And then that needs 2 more coats of black. And then once these are done drying, that will need to be painted black too, so 3 coats of black. And then once these are done drying, I am going to clear coat them so they stay nice and shiny and clean. So basically everything is done for the most part. So like I said, I'm just waiting for that to tack right now so I can add another coat of epoxy, another layer of it. And then yeah, that will be the holes, and that will be everything. So that's what it looks like. Naked, no panels, nothing installed, you see. And then now I'm going to lay out all the panels and install all the hardware on them, aka the tank, the everything, and start putting something in. I'm gonna put the back panel in first, and then that section, the back panel, the backboard panel, that second, or the first ground panel, second, then third. So I'll show you the process of that right now.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. That's all hooked up. Just got to connect the air lines in the back and then slide it into place. So I'm gonna connect these air lines real quick. Alright, we got it all. We got that shit all hooked up. That shit looks good. Like amazing. See the lines run back down here. Got the power harnesses running to the back. Got that side to connect to the water trap. That side will be to the manual fill / manual bleed. Got that in there. So now I'm going to put this in the car.
Going crazy.
And there we go. That is the full trunk setup. You feel me? Shit took forever to finish. Won't lie to you. So we got that, the backboard right there. I had to take out the water trap, so I'll figure out a place to reinstall that somewhere. But I am super satisfied with this. Now it just needs, obviously I need to connect all the lines and stuff, and then connect the tank, connect the power terminals, and then she's done. So that is the final product of my trunk setup for my air suspension. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, tune into the channel, because we still got a lot more to do on the Bimmer before she's back on the road and, you know, road worthy. So just tap in, stay tuned, and watch the build. Just keep watching the build.